Dan Willis here, and we're talking about Trident Asset Management and specifically how to negotiate a settlement agreement. Now, you should only enter into negotiations after you've requested and had your account validated and you've investigated statute of limitations. We shared that here in an earlier video. In case you missed it, we'll include a link in the description below. If your account is valid and it's within the statute of limitations, then our next step is to negotiate a settlement agreement. And there's two parts of your agreement. The first is to always negotiate to settle your debt for much less than the total balance. And especially because Trident Asset Management is a late stage debt collector, chances are they've rapidly inflated the balance. Generally, you'll be able to settle your debt for as little as 15% of the total balance up to about 45%. The exact amount will depend upon how old your debt is. And in this case, especially since they're a late stage debt collector, and especially if they bought the rights to your account from yet another debt collector, they'll be more than willing to accept a much less smaller payment amount than the total balance. The second part of your agreement is mission critical. You must get Trident Asset Management, and it's best to get this stuff in writing, but you must get them to agree that in exchange for your payment, they'll stop reporting your account information to all three of the credit bureaus. If we neglect this, after we make our payment, we're going to get stuck with that paid collection on our credit report. And as we shared here earlier, that can potentially drag your credit score down by up to 100 points. If you'd like some help, you can get a free credit consultation by calling toll-free 1-877-418-7596. Now, we need to take a moment to dispel this myth about a pay-for-delete model. If you're unfamiliar, you'll see this all over the internet. And if you're unfamiliar, this is where we demand that Trident Asset Management first delete that item from our credit report, and then we'll make payments. It sounds wonderful. It sounds perfect, and it'd be great if it worked that way, but it doesn't. It's not going to ever happen. Instead, the much more effective approach is to get them to agree in writing that in exchange for your payment, they'll stop reporting your account information to all three of the credit bureaus as an added layer of protection. If you make payment by personal check, write in the memo line on the check something about their agreement to stop reporting your account information, because when they deposit that check, that's a legal binding contract. Now let's talk about how to clean up your credit reports, because if they stop reporting your account information, that's going to be really effective with this. And to clean up your credit reports, we're going to have to exercise more of your consumer rights, and this time specifically under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, FCRA, passed way back in 1970. This federal legislation enables you and me to challenge and dispute any item on our credit reports so long as we believe it's inaccurate, misleading, or made in error. And yes, we're going to dispute this Trident Asset Management collection listing. There's three ways to file your dispute. You can do it online, over the phone, or by mail. Once the credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion get your dispute, they first get to deem it valid or frivolous. Do subscribe and join our congregation, because there's a whole lot more about that we don't have time to share here. But only on valid disputes are they required to investigate the item. And they'll call it a re-investigation. If your dispute's found frivolous, they'll ask you for more information. There's more to that story, so make sure to keep up with us here. Only on valid disputes are they required to investigate. But once they get your dispute and once they find it valid, they'll investigate it, and they'll call it a reinvestigation, but they'll contact Trident Asset Management for verification of your account information. As per your settlement agreement with Trident Asset Management, they will not verify your account when the credit bureaus investigate the item. That's why it's so essential to get that agreement from them. Because once this item's not verified, when the credit bureaus investigate in compliance with the Fair Credit Reporting Act, this means the credit bureaus must remove that item from your credit report. That's how to remove those collections, and that's how to clean up your credit report, any of the dings, blemishes, or negative items on your credit report, and do it legally, and do it by exercising your rights as a consumer. If you'd like some help, you can get a free credit consultation by calling toll-free 1-877-418-7596. Now, to wrap this up, you are very literally swimming with sharks, and there is blood in the water, especially dealing with late stage debt collectors such as Trident Asset Management. They are extremely aggressive, and at the end of the day, your credit score is a lot like your grade point average in glory school days past. It doesn't matter if you're acing all your courses if you're failing gym class, because that negative mark is going to obliterate your overall GPA. This is also true, and even more so true, of your credit score, and that's why it's so imperative to remove and clean up any of those dings, blemishes, and negative items on your credit reports. We encourage our members to consider professional, legal, and legitimate credit repair companies to help with this, because in 2016 alone, over 9 million negative items were removed from consumer credit reports. One of the best firms is the Credit Pros. They've successfully helped their clients remove late payments, collections, charge-offs, judgments, repossessions, foreclosures, even bankruptcy marks. If you'd like some help, you can get a free credit consultation by calling toll-free 1-877-418-7596. Again, that's for a free credit consultation, and the toll-free phone number is 1-877-418-7596. This is Dan Willis. We're going to include a link in the description below over to an article at our website for the full story. We also have a free report available there, the 7 proven ways to boost your credit score. And of course, subscribe and join our congregation. Have a fantastic day, and looking forward to talking to you again here soon.